And we're back. Mike, Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Internship closes tonight. What are we looking for in an internship? I'll tell you. One, is it paid? Yes. Why is it paid? Because when people work for free, they feel resentful. You never want, there's no such thing as free work. Don't ask me a bunch of questions about when is the deadline or this or that. Just make it happen. You know, one time I missed a college deadline application. And do you know what I did when I missed a college deadline application? Do you know what I did when I missed a college deadline application? You know what I did? I just said, went for it, man. I don't have time for people who have 100,000 questions. You either have it or you don't. You either have the it factor or you don't. You either have the audacity to work with me or you don't. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for 5 tweets, 1 video clip, 3 top stories. 3 top stories of the day. Why? Is there really no sound? Sound check. Mic check. 1, 2. Is there really no sound? Am I being trolled? Sound came. Okay. So here's the way I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna structure the story, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna look for. So you got to think, what is the right mindset about? The right mindset is not about breaking news, basic B-I-T-C-H, or basic bro, conservative. I don't want that. I don't like that. It's boring. My hair game is on point, thanks. So we're going to cover a book of the week. Book of the week. So you have to give me a 250-word essay, or 500 words, whatever. What is your favorite book and why? And it cannot be my book. It can't be Gorilla Mindset or MAGA Mindset or my blog. What are some good books? I mean, I'll tell you. Here's some good books. You could say Man's Search for Meaning, 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. You can't say that because that's my book. I don't want you to tell me why you like my book. 4th Generation Warfare Handbook. The Military's Art of People War. All right, so you got to tell me what's your favorite book and why. And you got to send me the hot stories of the day. And here's how the schedule is going to work. My show is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. 7 to 10. So by 5 p.m. my time, Pacific time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, what I need from you are, Mike, here are 5 things that you need to talk about from Twitter. Here are 3 news stories you need to talk about. And here's 1 video that you need to show. And then we're going to send those show notes to my executive producer. And then my executive producer have everything loaded up. That way when I'm talking, I'm like, oh yeah, welcome to the right mindset. By the way, did you hear about Nordstrom? They removed Ivanka Trump's clothing line. And then my executive producer can have the headline of the article from Breitbart or wherever of the story, right? Or I might say, hey, there's this clip on the internet about a riot at Berkeley. And then my executive producer can have this preloaded, and then because we have a green screen now, we're doing fancy shit. I'm taking, I want my show to be as good as Tucker Carlson's, but on the internet, right? He's got a smartly designed show. By the way, you know who told them how to do their show? You know why Tucker Carlson's show is so good? You know why it's so good? Well, because somebody you know personally, told Fox how to do a show that would actually reach millennials. Not me necessarily, but somebody told them, if it's hot on Twitter that day, you got to get it on TV that night. If it's hot on Twitter, it's going to be hot on TV. Sure enough, Tucker Carlson is now doing the hot stories on Twitter, doing them on his show. Smart guy. Sometimes the smartest people listen to other people. So every day, I figure it'll take you 2 hours a day of actual work. But here's what I'm actually looking for. I'm looking for somebody who you'd be doing it anyway. You already know what is hot. You already know what is good. And you'd have done it for free. And then you're like, oh, wow, people are actually going to pay me to put this in a Word document and send it out every day, right? You're going to think like, wow, this is great. This is a hobby I had, and suddenly I'm making a little bit of pocket change doing a hobby. So I don't want somebody who's like, boy, I don't want to have to dig up. You're already doing it, and you want to do it, and you would do it for free. And then I give you money. That's the best way to do with it. So what is the salary? I don't know. Why would you ask that question? You're fired. I would never hire you if that's where your mind is already, because you don't have passion for it. What's my salary for this show? Right? What was my salary when I started blogging? If that's where your mind is, you're not the right fit. No offense. There are no bad people. There are only bad fits. People who just aren't the right fit. And that's life. So here's what I need. And then people go, Mike, how do I contact you? Mike, how do I do this? Mike, how do I do that? Right? If you're asking me 10 questions about how to get my attention, then you're not a bad person, but you're a bad fit. Why? Because when I want people's attention, do I get it? When I want a person's attention, do I have any problem getting anybody's attention? Ever. You never hear me go, boy, how do I get a hold of this person? How do I get that? No. Why? Because I figure it out. So people are like, well, how do I get your attention, Mike? How do I get your attention? I don't know. How do you get a woman's attention? Right? You got to look sharp. If you're a man, you got to look sharp. Your hair game better be on point. Your clothing game better be on point. You better have a little swag. Better have a little attitude. You better have a little edge. That's how you get attention. You don't get attention, shrugging away. So yeah, people are like, well, how do I do it? How do I get your attention? You're already not a fit. You're not a fit. You're just not a fit. It's nothing bad about you. There's nothing wrong with not being the right fit. I would not be a good fit to work for Trump. See, not because I'm a bad guy, not because I'm not a good person. I would not be a good fit for Trump. I would work for Trump for about 15 minutes, and then it just wouldn't work. Right? Nothing wrong with that. It's just the way it is. And some people who have worked with me have just not been a good fit. They just haven't been. Yeah, Trump is very structured and organized. And I'm more spontaneous and unstructured. It's a different vibe. And Trump wants his people wearing a suit and tie. I'm not going to wear a suit and a tie. Trump is a control freak. I'm a control freak. Trump expects everybody to do what he says all the time, or he gets angry. When people get angry at me, I don't shy away. When people get angry at me, I don't leave the room. When people get angry at me, I escalate it, and I make the conflict more. It's just a different reality. But that's nothing bad about Trump or nothing bad about me. It's just you couldn't put us in the same room and expect us to work together. So it's the same thing. If I'm not hiring a person, it isn't that you're a bad person. It's just you're a bad fit for me, but there's a million other things you can do in this world. Not involving me. Not involving me, of course. Block. A lot of blocks. A lot of people have been messaging me, Mike, unblock me. No. I'm done unblocking people. The only people I'm going to unblock are people who, if I accidentally block you. If you come into my Periscope and you're in a bad mood, and Lee Stranahan has depression now, said he's suicidal. Right? So Lee Stranahan, went after me weeks ago, and I just told you guys, this guy's going through problems. Today he's on Twitter, talking about how he's chronically depressed. Should have read Gorilla Mindset, But the whole point is, if you're having a bad mood, don't come and take it out on me, and then a day later be like, unblock me. Or this, and no, I'm not going to. Don't take your bad moods out on me. Don't take your bad moods out on anybody. Go meditate, go to the gym, take a walk, go to a food bank and do some volunteer work. Get in touch with people who are suffering in ways that you can't imagine, so you can get out of your own head and stop being full of self-pity. There's 100 things you can do, but don't freaking come to my podcast, throw a fit because you're in a bad mood, and then have your friends, oh, would you unblock him or her? They didn't mean it. Like, no, I have enough haters as it is. I have full-time haters that all they do is monitor everything I do and full-time hate on me. And I like them because they market me. But if you're just in a bad mood, don't take your bad mood out on me. Go take your bad mood out on, not on anybody, on the gym. Go hit the heavy bag, man. Do something better. Do something better with your life. Read Gorilla Mindset. Only costs $9.99 on Kindle. So that's the whole point. People get in these bad mind states, these bad mindsets, and then they come after me, and then I block them, and then they want to turn that into like more. I've made up with everybody. Have zero beefs with anybody. I don't have, as of you're gay, or as of January, what day was the deplorable? The deplorable was the day that ended all beefs. So whatever happened at the deplorable, every beef I had before the deplorable was reset. No more beefs. That doesn't mean I won't have new ones. Doesn't mean I won't have new ones. I mean, come on. Oh, we want to talk. So here, if I were an intern, here are the kind of stories I'd be sending me. Judge Gorsuch, how do you say his name? Gorsuch? Judge Gorsuch allegedly told a senator that Donald Trump's tweets are demoralizing and disheartening. That would be a top story. That's something that I have to talk about tonight, right? Nordstrom pulling Ivanka's line. Kind of basic, bitch, a little bit beneath me, but maybe I would talk about it a little bit. Stories like that are kind of beneath my intellect, right? Like, oh wow, Nordstrom cut Ivanka. You know, that really isn't on my level, but maybe I'll talk about some stuff like that. What else? There's another hot story that hit. Oh yeah, the Netflix, why they hate white people. The Dear White, there's a racist Netflix story on, so that, you know, again, that's a little basic, but I got to go high and low. I like to go deep about mindset, but I got to talk about the news of the day. Even if Nordstrom and Ivanka, even if I don't really think that is the kind of thing that I should devote my brain power to, I'll do it a little bit because people find it interesting. You got to balance what is hot with what is timeless. Starbucks offering legal assistance for illegals. Yeah, I mean, there's something there too. Do I think Ivanka is hot? She's a beautiful woman, of course. Do bears, you know, shit in the woods? What kind of question is that? It's like saying, do I have good hair? You know, does Cernovich have good hair? To ask the question is to answer it. Weird. What kind of question is that? So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Why do I have a green screen? Because I have a new show. It's the whole reason I'm hiring a production intern. I have a new show now because I have a green screen. They can put the tweets and the articles and the things, and I can conference people in and have a talk. I can do all kinds of fancy stuff now. Here, I'll show you my studio. Looks terrible. You look terrible. Blocked. Mike, come back to Alaska. I remember you. Alaska, I hung out with him in Alaska. Alaska is here, I'll show you what I think of Alaska. So, hold on. I'll tell you a book you got to read. If you ever go to Alaska, you got to read John. So, speak of book of the week, you got to be erudite. You got to be educated. Right? You got to be a reader. If you're not reading a lot, then green screen isn't a good look. You're blocked. You're blocked for being a dummy, for not even paying attention. So John Muir Travels in Alaska. Great, great, great book. What did I highlight? I think I read it and I didn't have an ink pen. So I might not have highlighted anything. No, I didn't highlight any passages. That's a shame. Usually I highlight my books heavily. But it's a great book. John Muir was. So yeah, that's the thing. Now that we have a green screen here, I'll show you my little studio now. On here, we got a light box there. We got a light box right there. And then we got a nice little camera right here. I don't know what that's called, but it's a good camera. We've got a good camera. That camera kind of faces me. We got the big heavy-duty tripod. We got the gorilla thing. Then we got the other light box here. So you got the light box. You got the camera here. This is the tripod for the periscopes. The other light box. Then behind me you got the green screen. Then you got the green screen. Yeah, so now that I have the green, and I gotta iron it. I know I need to iron it. We're getting a little better. Yeah, so we got a little studio in here. How do you feel about people? How do you feel about people? Steam it out, don't iron. Okay, well I gotta figure that out too. Steam it out, don't iron. Somebody had a question. I missed your question. But anyway. Limo Studio soft boxes, I don't know. I was just whatever I mailed in. Jeff Sessions live vote now. See, that's another hot thing. Can I ask, what is the reason for the green screen you're new? Because I have a show tonight, a YouTube show on Right Side Broadcasting Network. So I need a green screen so that I can put fancy stuff All over the place, right? All over here. How did you learn to do this? Trial and error. Mike, when are you getting your haircut? I'm going to get it trimmed up, a little texturized. Where's your YouTube? I'm doing it right now on... Mike, your tweet says deadline 5 p.m. Eastern time, but tweet was sent after 5. Please advise want to apply. Well, if a little thing like a deadline will stop you from taking action, then you are not a good fit for Mike Cernovich at DangerandPlay.com and Gorilla Mindset. Right? You got a guy who puts a gorilla on a book, and then you're going to stop. You're going to let a deadline stop you. Right? So it's just not a fit, not a good fit. You either want it or you don't. You either want to learn from the best, you either want to learn from me, or you don't. No biggie. But you got to break rules, guys. You got to break rules in life. You got to break rules in life. So the show is tonight, 7 p.m. You have to subscribe on Right Side Broadcasting Network. You got to subscribe to their channel, rsbn.tv. rsbn.tv. Is there a GPA requirement? I didn't ask for a resume, did I? Did I watch the resume? Did I ask for the resume? No. Did I ask for a GPA? No. Why? Because that is dumb. I'm anti-college. If you read my real articles, you would know that I tell people you shouldn't even go to college if you're a man. I tell you not to go to college, which may be ironic because I'm well-educated, Dean's List, highest GPA in my department at undergrad, Dean's List in law school, AMJUR awards out the wahoo, all kinds of awards for the highest class grades, published legal scholar. Degrees don't mean anything. You don't need to agree what I do. What I do you know why I'm so good at what I do? Because I read. Because I read a lot, man. If you're reading a book like John Muir's Travel in Alaska, and then you're reading a book like The Military's Art of People War by a general, a Viet Cong, NVA, Vietnamese, North Vietnamese Army general, right? So one day I'm reading a book on communist generals in Vietnam. The next day I'm reading books about traveling in Alaska and the beauty of nature. The next day I'm reading about fourth generation war. The next day I'm reading about startups, how to do a startup and the way to think about big business and how to extract the most value out of the world. Right? And then, next day I'm reading a book on the Holocaust and the search for meaning. Next day I'm taking an at-home writing course, how to write. See? You don't need to go to college for that. You need a best college education you can get or listen to my podcasts. Read DangerandPlay.com, read Gorilla Mindset. You need to college, you read books, man. If you want to be educated. You don't read books like this in college. Tell me what college you go to where you're going to read a book on fourth generation warfare. Tell me what this is the most important book for anybody who wants to understand terrorism in the world today. What college are you going to read first generation warfare, travels in Alaska, masculinity, military general? This guy, they won Vietnam, right? Tell me where you're going to read that. And then tell me where you're going to learn how to draw even if you're an English major. Why would you learn how to draw? Well, people don't understand because if you can't think with the right side of your brain, if you can't activate all your brain, then you're not... What's up? You want to come in?
What's going on here?
Oh, what do you think is going on? I ran like a lunatic at the screen. The hell? Hey, Syra. So that's the thing. This is... What college are you going to go to and read this? Pile. All about the human condition. Right? You need to go to college for that. Spend money on books. Go to the library if you're broke. Don't go to college. This is the real college. Mike Cernovich. Cernovich University. Gorilla Academy.
Cerno-U.
Cerno-U. It's the real college. So that's the thing with the internship. So now you know what I'm looking for.
You're having an intern?
Yeah, I'd probably hire two. Hey, what's wrong with you? Come over here. Are you fussy? Come here. I'm a little sweaty. Are you fussy today? She's a little fussy.
No, she just woke up.
Did you just wake up? We got a new chair for her. Hey, what you
Is
got?
it here?
I don't know if it's here yet. Hey. Do you want to go find... No? You want to go? We got a new chair for a little bouncy chair. Hey. Yeah, so that's the thing. Anyway, we're going to go see if her chair arrived. Oh, okay. We'll see if your chair arrived. Yeah, so that's the thing. College is garbage. College is garbage. Don't go to college. You'll learn more from watching my periscopes and listening to my podcast than you will ever learn at any college ever in the world. Sire has better hair than Mike. Hope so. Hope so. I'm on the way down. She's on the way up, guys. I mean, come on. I'm 39 years old, man. 39 years old. I'm going to have 1 or 2 more kids, and that's pretty much my usefulness in this world. You can, kill me after that. What the hell good is it anymore? Just kidding. Life gets better. I'm thinking I'm 39. 39 now. And by reading and research, yeah, you got to learn how to think for yourself, which you don't learn in college. You're not going to learn anything in college. You're going to learn more from me. I mean, you can learn how to calm down a baby. Tell me in college where you can learn about 4th generation warfare and how to calm down a baby in the same episode, right? I can talk about 4th generation warfare while calming down a baby. Why? Because it's all connected. One thing you'll learn about life as you go deeper into spirituality and deeper into experiments with your own mind is you see the connection. But I'm not going to tell you what the connection is. But see, Syra was crying and now she's calm. Why? Because I'm able to read her. It's persuasion. Can you persuade a baby to stop crying? Right? Can you persuade a baby? Exactly. Can you persuade a baby to stop crying? Right? Persuasion. It's all persuasion. Well, that's everything. All right, internship application. Make it happen. I'm not going to answer any more questions. Here's what I want. 5 tweets. What are the 5 big things on Twitter we need to talk about today? 3 top stories. What are the 3 top stories today? And a cool video, little video. What good videos are out there in the tubes that we should look at? How many views did Last Right Side get? We're off to a good start, but definitely not. My periscopes get more views than my YouTubes, but we're just starting. We're just starting. Getting warmed up. Thanks for tuning in. Mike Cernovich, DangerPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Remember to watch my show, The Right Mindset, tonight, 7 p.m.